Hey guys, welcome to our Sometimes Friday Paintapalooza. We asked you guys a couple days ago, what would you want us to do live on Friday? Because we're kind of like Vlogmas. We're trying to go live or have edited videos out a little bit more often. Everybody hands down said they wanted to see us paint.
It's like five-ish days a week.
Yeah. And if you guys have not checked us out already, we did put up a live video yesterday. We went to the Goodwill bins and we did some thrifting while we were there. But today we're going to be thrift flipping these Goodwill finds. Actually, most of these are from Deseret Industries, but
a couple things though.
But anyways, yeah, we're going to get started painting and reselling for profit. If you guys have questions, you can comment below. I know it's going to take a little bit for people to hop on here. All right, what are you working on?
I'm probably going to destroy this, honestly. Like, it's not coming off nice and it's not strong metal.
It's not what?
Like, it's very chintzy. This fake, it's like a synthetic leather handle is nailed on here with 8 nails in total. And it's just not wanting to peel up off of there. There we go.
Well, I think it's going to be super cute if we do, I actually am going to do aviary on the base, and then I want to do like white or cream on that, and then put like a cast iron handle on it, because I think that'd be cute. If you guys are hopping on here, say hello. Thank you for sharing, Amy. If you guys are on Facebook, if you share the video out, it helps us out a ton.
I'll show you what I'm fighting with here. Oh, and even that is like nailed down special. Great. It's awesome.
We have everything. If you guys watched our video yesterday, we finished everything that had sold that needed to be shipped. So now we're just working on getting through our haul of things so we can have new painted products in the shop. So if you see anything you like, I'm pretty sure none of the stuff is sold yet, because we try really hard every week. Our focus at the beginning of the week is to get everything that's sold painted, and then we work on the rest. We actually, I think if we do another painting day next week, we might get all the way caught up.
Might.
Depends
on what we find this week.
Did we buy a lot of stuff that needed to be painted this week? I don't feel like we did.
It's like a mixed bag.
All right, so I'm just going to paint this aviary. This is DIY paint. Doesn't require any prep or sanding. Just make sure your piece is clean.
Well, that's all messed up now.
What? Is the front of the drawer messed up?
Yeah, like they hammered it on there like 8 ways from Sunday.
Do we need to do like a textured stencil or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Or a mold. Oh, I could do a mold. Like one of the back plate molds.
And I'd like to blame myself and say I'm gouging it with a screwdriver, but I'm on top of the leather pulling these out.
It's just a hot mess. Hey guys. So I think we thrifted this for like $5. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, that was 5.
It's pretty inexpensive. Cute little
side
table. I love little tables like this. You always need them, and especially in like small rooms or next to a chair.
They work good in bathrooms.
Oh, yeah. They always sell well for us. Everybody's just saying hi. You did not miss much, Alley Cats. We literally just jumped on. Caitlin is getting her boys from school, so she'll be on here in a little bit. But she sent the text message for us while she was waiting in the school parking lot. Her boys get out of school a little bit earlier than Jack. Jack goes to school later and gets out later. Our district kind of has delayed. Some schools go in at like 8, and then some schools go in at 9, so that way the buses can do like double duty.
They don't have enough buses for all the kids, so they got to stagger start times. We have a huge
district. Like Caitlin lives how far from us?
Caitlin lives 20 minutes away from us.
Yeah, we're in the same district.
And she's not even on the end of the district.
No, it's a very, very big district.
I think there's like 68 schools in the district, something like that.
I like to, when I have something like this, paint it upside down. I just feel like it's easier to get all the areas. And I can flip it right side up. See if I missed any spots. This is going to take like 2 coats. While this is drying, I'll grab something else to paint.
Look what they did to this. I did not do this just now. Like, those are deep gouges. I don't even know why that's like that. It's like you know what? A machine probably put this on.
Probably. This doesn't look like a handmade side table. I may have to duck out in a little bit and leave Zeb here on his own, because I'm not sure when Eliza's going to be done at cheer.
The aviary is looking really good on that already, though.
Yeah, no, I like it. Aviary is a great color for like using for Christmas, but it also is so pretty for spring. A lot of people are painting their cabinets this color. It started with Joanna Gaines, but it's really making the rounds now. I actually picked this color out before she painted her cabinets. Just saying. Oh, I didn't realize this had a made in China sticker. Get rid of that.
See, probably a machine.
Joni says, love getting what I'm the notification so I can stop doing what I'm doing. Yeah, get a drink, sit back, put your feet up, watch somebody else do the work. Zeb and I were talking this morning. Time seems to go by really fast. And he said, do you think it's because we're getting older? And I said, no, I just think when you're really content and you're pretty much doing a lot of things that you really love to do, time doesn't go slow. You know, whenever you're having a good time, doesn't time seem to go by really fast? And Zeb and I are always doing something fun. I mean, not all the time.
Well,
but
it started because I was like, man, this year is just flown by. Like, it's gone. And, you know, what did we do this year? I mean, we did a lot of things, right? But also
a lot of fun things.
Like when did we have that time to do that? Because it just feels like it's racing by. I mean, Christmas is like what? Like it's the 15th today, so 10 days away. This
year, fun things that happened. We put a big, huge garden in, twice the size. Yeah. We started on the cottage reno, didn't get that done. Bought 40 acres, played out there a ton. We have been working on new product launches, new colors, a lot of thrift flipping.
Speaking of product launch, like I gotta, like next week, I really gotta like, we got 15 days left in the month and we want to launch that in January. Like I gotta buckle down.
Yeah, done. Maybe like end of January. I told you when you said.
We can't put things off.
I know, but I told you when you gave me that date, I was like.
There's like 3 other things coming out.
I know, we have lots of fun stuff coming. But I told you when you gave me that date, I'm like, I don't know about that, sir, but. We'll see.
I'm gonna make it happen.
You're gonna make it happen.
A couple sleepless nights. I'll sit at the computer and we'll work on some things. I'll get comfortable using the printer. I actually this big printer.
Is that a knot in this?
The software on it is pretty awesome. It's like I can put a custom size in, just type it into the template for those frames. I had that long, narrow frame, but I didn't want to waste a bunch of ink printing a print that I was just going to cover most of it up. And so I sized it to that frame. And all I had to do was, you know, put the dimensions in I wanted in Photoshop, did the picture, sized it up a little bit, and then told the printer, hey, the paper is this size. Even though the paper was actually bigger than that, it only printed on that section of the paper the size it thought it was. And it was pretty seamless. It's all Wi-Fi. The printer's in the basement, computer's upstairs. By the time I got downstairs to check and see if it was printing, it was half done. It's basically when things work the way I expect them to is like the greatest thing. You guys ever get that when you're like excited about something to do something and then you got to go get a degree just to even operate something that you just purchased?
Why is all the clay we own like?
It's because it's in that big bag. There's lots of air in there, enough that it can dry the clay out.
Don't do like me. Don't have dry clay.
And I don't think we have resin here right now either.
See if
we have the 24-hour resin, but that's.
I don't have 24 hours. This is not going to work.
That's longer than you.
I'm going to see if we have resin.
Okay, so the gray on this wasn't bad. I just feel. I don't know. I wanted to. I've got like a French country theme I'm going to do over here, but neutrals on the French country end of it because French country has a lot of color in it. Boho has a lot of neutral in it too. And then
you said it has a lot of color, has a lot of neutral too. French country has a lot of neutral, has a lot of color.
No, I switched it up. I did both.
Oh.
I said French country has a lot of neutrals with pops of color, and boho also has a lot of neutrals with pops of color.
I see what you're saying.
At least I feel like that's what I said in my mind. That's the way it was coming out.
Melissa says she's setting up a website. She needs a degree to understand the lingo.
Right.
Just shoving clay down in these gouges.
We opted not for a degree. We muddled through it for about 3 years, and then we're like, Caitlin, be a peach and figure this out.
If you guys need any paint and products, let me leave a link here to the website. This is going to be the link to the thrift haul collection. But if you need paint, you can also get it from our website.
All right, so this is already dark. So I'm going to paint this a lighter color. I could either go with white linen and bring that dark back, or we could try kind of more of like a tan color. This is sandy blonde, which is really close to crockery. This is, I feel like it's a little darker than crockery is, and clay based, no built-in sealer on it.
I don't know, I'm over here fixing this situation.
Hey, that's actually looking pretty good. I think you did it.
I don't know about that, but I'm gonna see if we have resin though, because that would be helpful.
I guess I just made a decision right there. I was going to wait and look and see what you guys thought, but I already dipped my brush.
Note to self, get new clay next time I go to the shop.
And some resin.
You are correct in that there is
When I go gather the eggs and feed the chickens this afternoon, I'll get some resin.
All right, let's see what we can do with this, because I gotta make this work.
And clay.
This clay is seriously so dry.
Just cry on it a little. Put some tears on there.
Put some tears. I just put some water on it.
I saw a funny meme the other day, and it was semi-funny, semi-not funny. It's like tongue-in-cheek kind of situation about the writers being on strike, the Writers Guild.
Are they still on strike?
And they had, I don't know if they're still on strike, but his family for Christmas was giving this guy, he's like, "This is not funny, guys," is what the caption said. And they gave him like a bottle of wine, and on the caption it said "Writer's Tears," and then it had a bunch of other stuff it said, but you know, made me chuckle a little. Whoa. I know
that's not your normal.
Nice. It's not. Well, it just showed up in my feed. I don't even know what it was.
All right, I'm just forcing this clay into here. It's half dry.
Don't worry, I just spilled a bunch of paint right there. I'm gonna get to that in a second.
So I just used water, and I'm.
Told you, just put a little water on it.
Don't you worry. I'm going to make it work. It's not like 100% dry, or else it wouldn't work at all. See, I have a little too much on there, so I'm going to pull it off. I interrupted Vicky's thrifting, she says.
Oh, no, Vicky.
You finding anything good, Vicky? All right. Now, I didn't cornstarch it, so let's see if I can get it out. Of course, I knew it.
You didn't cornstarch the dry clay? It's not coming out?
No, I did not cornstarch it. All right, that's it. Starting over. Where's the cornstarch at? Well, I had to mush it in there really hard.
So this has a ton of detail on here, and I feel like it was lost because there was no contrast. The backside actually almost looks like it's painted with a similar color to this sandy blonde. You can see that, but the top did not have that look. So we're gonna bring that back.
Seb, do you know? Do we have cornstarch in here?
Yeah, it's green. It's in there.
Oh yeah,
it's with
in
the molds.
That's not it. That's Bondo. You're the one that put all this stuff back in here.
From 2 different thrift stores. Imagine that.
Seb, do you know where you put it?
I can come look for it. It's in there somewhere.
I would love it forever if you would find the cornstarch, because I don't know where you put it when you reorganize things.
Yeah, here, keep slapping some sandy blonde on that for me.
Are you trying to get it down in all the cracks?
Mostly. I mean, I'm going to put a heavy distress on it.
Are you finding it?
No, not yet. I feel like we're getting close though.
Like, where could it be?
I mean, I only have like a couple more things I could look through, and then I'm gonna
just trying to. All right. I messed this up a little bit. I'll fix it.
Well, struck out. It's not where I thought it was.
Is there some of the baking stuff?
No, it didn't get put in there.
The problem is this like mold is just really detailed, so kind of need it.
Okay. Hold
Hey
on.
Karen,
We'll find
it's the
it.
first time she's caught us live. Seb was making biscuits. Do you use cornstarch for biscuits? I don't use cornstarch for biscuits. Like, where could it be?
I don't know. It's in a big green jar, so it's kind of weird that it's that lost.
All right, you come back and paint. I'm going to go look.
Just go get some cornstarch out of the pantry.
Yeah.
Hang on. Don't go anywhere. Where'd you go? You can't go.
I'm right here. They can't. Are you not going to get back on the Oh,
No,
here it is.
I wasn't coming back yet.
Somebody put it in the, can you bring me a little paintbrush? Somebody put it in the baking supplies. Clearly, this is for crafting.
Luckily, we haven't used that.
I have a different one for regular stuff. So is this a good, I don't know. Spray your clay with water before you put it up. Oh, that would be smart. I put water on this and it's actually a lot more malleable than it was when I first got it out. So let's see.
It wasn't completely dry. Okay.
I don't know how I pulled clay out of here and I didn't. Now it's like not enough. Weird. Today is my not winning day.
I'm going to put a white base because I forgot I had this spill over here.
Everything's going white. Vintage linen. Because you spilled it.
It's not that big a spill.
Hey, Jenny from Alabama.
The nice thing about these paints, and we used to get this a lot when we sprayed, people would be like, that's not how you spray. You're not spraying even. You got to go nice straight lines. This is a very flat paint. So when you're using a brush, you will see brush strokes and you can build texture like that. But for the most part, once you distress it, those go right on away. Whether you wet distress or do like a high grit sandpaper distress. And it's very forgiving. Like you're not going to get highs and lows like you would with like a glossy type paint. Even a semi-gloss can really show the highs and lows of your paint job if you don't have good even coverage. And this doesn't care. Like you can just slap it on there however you want, get the coverage you want, and go on to your next color or your next step. Like it just does not matter. It's so easy to paint with.
All right, let's see. Oh, much better with a cornstarch.
You guys want to know something funny?
What?
Jamie was like, you know, we hang out all day long, every day, but I want to go on a date.
Why is that funny?
Well, because I set it up, but we have Eliza. Eliza has a cheer thing going on at 5 over at the high school. So we're going to go watch that. And I'm like, Jamie, you haven't been doing good when you eat after 5 o'clock in the evening these days. Do you really want to go? Like, this is a really nice Italian restaurant that we both love to death. We've only been there
But
once.
I can't eat there because it'd be after 7 and I get indigestion.
But by the time we got there, it would be after 7 o'clock when Eliza was done with her thing. And she's like, can we go on a date a different night? I can't go that late. I can't eat. And then she's like, but what about a date where we don't eat? I'm like, well, this time of year, that involves cold things like looking at Christmas lights. And
well, I don't like to go Christmas lights without the kids.
Yeah. And she definitely doesn't like to be cold and walk through.
So we're going to watch Eliza cheer for basketball, and then we're going to get our jammies and watch TV and tell the kids to pretend we're not home and not bother us. It does work. All right. Did you have that glue in the garage? So I just sanded off where I had that paper clay, and I'm going to put this on here like this.
You go grab your glue.
I'm going to glue it on, and then I'm going to paint it, and then eventually I'm going to have Zeb drill through it and we'll just put a new knob on here. That's going to cover up a lot of the hack job that they did to this. It's not perfect by any means, but it's good. What causes my stomach aches? So I'm on a medication called trizepatide, which is for like blood sugar and also help with weight loss. And if I eat too late, it just makes me sick. So I have to eat like small meals. I have to eat healthy. If I want to eat, like, I'm drinking a soda. I can't drink soda past a certain time of night because it bothers me. I won't even drink the whole soda. I always pour a soda and I drink like 6 ounces. And so I just have to be careful what I eat.
Wood glue, Type Bond 2.
Yes. We got this new squeezy bottle at the thrift store, and it's
Everything's
nicer.
from the thrift store these days.
That is a true story. We're there a lot, so if they have something I need and I'm at the thrift store, I am definitely going to pick it up.
Man, this is on here for serious.
Take Prilosec. Well, the thing is, I don't even like the fact that I'm taking medication anyways for anything because I'm not a huge medication taker. So I just found that it works to just eat earlier and then I don't have to take anything. And I'm just
I was
fine.
teasing her. This place opens up at 4. I'm like, we could go eat dinner at 4. She's like, but I just had lunch and I'm not full. I'm not hungry.
Yeah, so
we didn't eat till like 1.
My big meal of the day is usually in the middle of the day, and then I just eat a smaller, lighter meal at night. It works out just fine. Okay, I've got this glued on there. Is that centered? Does that look centered to you?
This side needs to go up a little on the right.
You go up.
It's like bowing down.
Oh.
There you go.
Does that look centered?
Center, it looks good.
All right.
But it was like drooping.
Okay.
Just showing you sad face.
All right. How about now?
Okay. Good enough.
Go to Hale Theater. I've actually never been to Hale Theater.
It is actually an amazing theater. I've seen like some of the stuff they do in there. We've never been, but
I got tickets once and then COVID happened and I lost the tickets. Marlene's going to see this and I'm going to get in trouble. They have an eggnog with Dr. Pepper this year. That doesn't sound good. I'm a purist. I like just plain Dr. Pepper.
Eliza puts like vanilla
creamer
in
syrups,
her Dr. Peppers and a bunch of syrups and stuff.
We have a full-on soda bar and to-go cups in our pantry.
You know, while I'm thinking about it, I know we're talking about sodas right now, but we have a sale.
Oh, yeah. We are. We're doing a gift card sale. Let me pull up the graphics so I don't forget.
We always do a gift card sale this time of year because it gets hard to, like, we're still shipping
We're
stuff
actually
out.
Super on time with shipping right now because it's been slower. So we got all caught up from Black Friday. And I think we had like 40 orders down from like 500 or 600 orders. So if you order, chances are things are going to ship pretty quickly.
But we do the gift card sale because that's a guarantee we can get it to you because it's an e-gift card. We email you the code and you don't got to sweat like, is it going to be delivered on time?
Oh, here it is. So if you buy a $50 gift card at Jamie Ray Vintage, you get $10 bonus. $100 gift card, you get 20. If you do 150, you get 30. You have to put in your cell phone number when you buy the gift card because you'll get the code text message. That's new this year. And it can be used on anything except for DIY paint products because they don't allow any kind of discounts. So that works for the gift cards. You can buy it for yourself. You can buy it for somebody else. You can tell somebody else that you want to buy it. We were going to do a shop tour, but we only had a couple of new things. But be sure to check out the new to JRV because we just got the cutest ruffled towels. I'm starting to buy things for like New Year and like what people will want to kind of spruce up their home. And these towels are so cute. And also we restocked the antique inspired rolling pins that everybody loved so much last week. We sold out of those.
Oh, really? Those are gone?
Yeah, we sold out of those. I'm going to put in the new to JRV. Check this link out that I'm posting in comments right now. Or if you're watching the replay, just click new to JRV when you go to the website. But let me know how you guys like those ruffled towels that I ordered. Also, like I said, the antique inspired rolling pins are back in stock. Yeah, we sold out of those. We actually sold those big horses. Remember the ones that were kind of spendy? We sold those, so I need to order some more of those. But I love when I'm like redecorating a space, especially kitchen. I like to get new, fresh, cute towels. So I thought these ruffle towels would be fun. Have I started making the cutting boards? No. So Zeb has to get the garage barn set up, which probably won't happen until after Christmas, and then we'll be able to do some more work.
You might have to bail on me for a minute. Eliza's calling me. You want to go around the corner and
yeah,
and call
you know
her?
what? I'm gonna go. I'll just go pick her up. I'm sure she's ready. So let me just get. I got a little crust on my mold here, so that way I can paint it. So I'm just pouncing in the paint, and I'll go pick her up while this dries.
You guys will be okay. We did this the other day. We did a whole hour.
Yeah, you're only gonna have about 15 minutes because we don't. The high school is not too far, which is good because we spend a lot of time to and from. Because the boys wrestle at the high school. Sometimes, I'm not kidding, I make 4 trips there. Actually 4 in the evening. That doesn't include if she has class that day because I have to take her to class. All right. Nice and neat. Gonna let that dry and then we'll be ready to second coat this when I get back. Okay, I'm gonna leave my mic. Where did my phone go?
All right, I'll try to be energetic and watch and paint and watch comments all at the same time. Oh, we knew this was coming, and we debated going live afterwards. But we got to get ready to go to Eliza's cheer thing. So she did her cheer thing tonight. She's cheering at halftime for varsity boys basketball with the varsity cheerleaders, I believe. And they also have a mini cheer camp that they've been doing for kids in grade school. The high school always does it every year. It's like a fundraiser that they do to go to some of these competitions and things and do a little traveling. I think it also goes, if they qualify for nationals, they like to go to nationals, and it helps them pay for that too. So the mini cheer camp, the girls, the cheerleaders do that. And it's a lot of fun for the community, and we go and watch that. That's what's going on this evening at the high school. So like multiple trips, like Jamie was saying, 4, 5, 6 trips. I'm just gonna peek over here at comments. Rob asked, Zeb, are you still planning to come down to San Antonio, Texas in March? Rob, you know, we got some irons in the fire that might keep us here. But we sure are going to try. We went, was it 20? I want to say it was 2019, maybe. No. So 2021? 2021. Yes. 2021, we went down to Round Top, and we stayed in San Antonio with our friend Sarah, and went to Round Top with her. And we did a little thing in her shop with her and her sister Kathy, and got to meet a bunch of people. That was fun. So if we do go down, we will for sure let you know, and let you know what's going on, and if we have any itinerary, if we're doing a meet and greet or not. I'll tell you what, like I don't know if I can even think that far ahead right now. Like I'm trying to get through week by week currently with my projects. We want to finish the Airbnb, and I've been so busy just doing little stuff around the house. We did the floors, the wood floors. That was actually a big project. Took 2 weeks to do that. But in retrospect, the cottage is a room. So this area that we're in right now is about 800 to 900 square feet. The square exterior walls on the house, it's 900 square feet inside, but we have a pantry and the fridge garage and a little half bath over here. So it doesn't quite end up being 900 square feet of flooring. But to put that in perspective, the cottage that we're trying to Airbnb is only 800 or 500 square feet. So it's smaller than this. And, you know, like if I just start knocking out like one little thing a week, we could probably be done in a couple months because it's so small. It's like a little 1-room studio. All right, I got through my spill here. This mirror is so detailed. I almost need like a French tip style brush, but I don't think I have one of those right now that doesn't have wax on it. But this mirror is going to be amazing when we're all done. Oh, let me fix the camera. Give me just a second here. But yeah, we want to do, I know we've been doing the Europe trips. We only got to England once last year because we did a bunch of stuff in California with Debbie, and we had a couple weddings we had to go to, and we took Odilia on her senior graduation trip. And so we only made it to England once. And I was like, you know what? We have tons of good picking here in the US. Like, we could go to the Midwest somewhere. We could go back east. Texas is good. Utah's not bad. It's just not as old as some of those places. Like, Utah was started being settled in the 1840s, and people were coming over here in like covered wagons. They weren't hauling all their furniture with them. The train system, I don't think the trains even got put in for like 15 or 20 years after they started showing up. And we don't have like good big hardwood trees in the forest up here. It's mostly spruce, pine, aspens, softer like box elder type woods. So there's not a lot of like forest to make old furniture out of that's going to stand the test of time. You can find a few pieces here and there that are local, but we just don't have the volume of antiques because it was a relatively new area and people weren't hauling all of their precious things with them. They were just loading up and coming. So we don't have a lot of antiques as most people would think. From about starting in the 1900s, you can find some things, but sometimes when we go to England, I'm finding stuff from the 1800s left and right. And it's just like sitting around being discarded because the younger generation over there doesn't really care about it. They're not decorating with it. They don't care about the historical value of it. And so it's ripe for the picking. I don't think I'm going to put another coat of paint on this. I'm just covering up that brown. I'm not going to leave this as bright, stark white. Man, I might be this whole video painting all these little nooks and crannies. Oh, I missed a bunch of comments. Hang on. Let me look in here and see. Oh, it's focusing on the table in front and making it do weird things. Let me move this back to the background. Thanks, Caitlin. Sorry. Get back to painting in just a sec. Vicky, Zach, my sandy blonde is laying in a dried heap on my laundry room floor because when you saw it on the floor, I almost cried. Did you spill it? Oh, when you saw it or when I saw it, I don't know that I've seen your floor. But yeah, I actually have spilled the sandy blonde on the floor over there already. I was pulling the heat gun out of the cabinet right on these new oak floors I just put in, and the heat gun cord is pretty stiff and it knocked a thing of paint over. The lid wasn't tight on the sandy blonde. About half that quart went on the floor. So I feel your pain because by the time I got around to cleaning all of that up, I wasn't putting that back in the can. And I was mostly hurrying because I was like, oh no, the floors. But the oil wax, even though we only put it on here a couple weeks ago, it takes about 30 days for the oil wax to cure up. We usually only give it about 24 hours before we start living on it again. It's done really well. We might have to do a few more coats of it over time, but we've never gone back in 3 years and recoated that floor in there. And it's like smooth and shiny. It's a little age worn, probably because a little moisture got on it here and there from mopping it. But it really graded out. It's awesome. Like that floor in there and the rest of the house is perfect. So we're hoping that this floor ages like that because it's got like a pinkish undertone to the red oak, which is fine. But when we do the white oil wax, it kind of tones that back, but you get like pink highlights in some of the grain of the wood. But as it ages, that goes away. So fingers crossed, same thing happens in here that happened in there. Is it still focusing on this little drawer? If you're just joining, Jamie will be right back with us. She had to go pick up Eliza from cheer, which is why you're getting me solo right now. And I'm painting this amazing mirror that is going to be, by the time I'm done, I'm going to have a wrist cramp. Oh no, Vicky, the dog possibly knocked it off your table, your sandy blonde paint. I can't blame anyone. That was me. I knocked my paint down on the floor. It's such a good neutral tone. The sandy blonde is this, if you don't know, that color. It's like a nice, almost like a brownish, like a dark brown cream. I prefer, weigh in. Do you prefer yellow toned creams or brown toned creams? I myself prefer brown tonish cream colors. But there is a place for the yellow, like crinoline in the DIY paint lineup. Crinoline is a yellow toned cream, and we actually use that quite a bit. It looks good on a lot of things. Rob, Jamie needs to bring me some tacos. Yes, I love tacos. Yeah, I was 217 this morning. I've really been buckling down, I want to get down to like 210 and then maintain between 210 and 220. I was like 205 when I graduated high school, in the best shape of my life. And I feel like that was actually maybe too skinny. I was running like 5 miles a day and playing football and basketball and sports and stuff. But I've spent most of my adult life right around 220, 225, and I feel really good there. You know what's great? When I first got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, I was real close to, I was like 250 plus. Like if I just ate a meal and stepped on the scale, it might be 255. And my knee was really starting to bug me. And I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to get surgery. What's going on with this knee? I broke it when I was 8, so I kind of know what's going on. It's just, probably scar tissue or buildup or something around that joint down there. But every now and then it'll give out on me, especially if I'm like working a full day or up and down the ladder a lot. But that's not bothering me now that I'm like down about 35-ish pounds. And I fluctuate back and forth. Like I'll, always cheat a little during the holidays. I like to, because of the Hashimoto's, because when I cheat, it activates my immune system, which then attacks my thyroid. So when I eat gluten, that's kind of the case. I just tell the girls, I'm like, I can eat those cookies you made, but it might be a couple hours that we're shaving off my life here. They don't like it when I say that, but honestly, like something's going to get me eventually. So I don't really sweat it that much. Like there's no getting out of it. You can't avoid the end of the road. But now that we're off on that note, let's read some happy things. Cynthia says, that must be the problem with my knee. I need to lose some weight. Yeah, I didn't even know, Cynthia. Like I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. You know how like sometimes maybe like heavier weight can be attributed to a lot of back issues. I didn't even think about that with my knee. And I'm down 35 pounds and it's feeling good. Like I haven't had any issues in a couple months. And I haven't done anything other than lose the weight. So that's what I have to attribute it to that. Yeah, Jamie and I tend to lose weight together. We do everything together. So if she's losing weight, that usually means I'm losing weight.
Well, last time you lost weight on your own.
I know. I do it randomly every now and then, but usually it's because I change my diet significantly. I When I'm not good on my diet, I actually have like a real serious problem with sugar. I love sugar.
How'd you do while it's gone?
I think we did
Did you fix
okay.
the camera? Caitlin said it was blurry.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay.
I think I moved your table back there. She said it was like focusing on the table a lot.
Oh. Well, I got to move it back because I got to paint it.
My personality is such that I'm either all or nothing. So like I can't just have like a cheat day and have a cookie and then I'm not going to have 12 other cookies. I'm going to have 12 more cookies. I'm like, I cheated. I got to go big. And then a week later, I'm still eating cookies instead of, only having the one cookie.
And I am pretty moderate most of the time. Deb always teases me about like I never finish my food, but that's just because like when I'm full, I stop eating. I always have, and I've never been one to like pig out on stuff. Like if I have a treat when I'm full, I'm done. And I also think that's because I was raised pretty much like an only child. And when Zeb was growing up, if his mom made cookies, they didn't have junk food just sitting around all the time. So if you didn't get yours, you weren't getting cookies. Like that's just the way it was.
Like if mom made cookies
She didn't
around
keep,
like 2
like-
or 3 and I didn't get home from football practice until 5 or 6, there were not going to be any cookies left.
Yeah, she didn't keep any kind of like junk food and
And
treats
it's not like
around.
my mom wasn't making cookies and stuff all the time. It just if she made 100 cookies, 100 cookies would get eaten.
We have ice cream that gets crystals on it. We have chips that go stale. Like we have treats here all the time. The only kid who has a hard time staying out of the treats more than he should is Jack. Everybody
Jack's
else,
like me.
he's still learning. But my other kids, I think it's been good to be raised the way they are because they're pretty good about just like getting what they want and not like I keep candy on the counter in my pantry and it'll be there for a few days. Like they don't just like eat it till it's all gone. And some kids are nuts about that.
Yeah, I'm nuts. I'm that kid. But I brought that up to just, if if you see me gaining weight, I've been, every day is a cheat day. When I figured out that, it's probably been 10 years. I used to get horrible migraines, couldn't figure it out, was drinking a ton of soda with caffeine in it to try to fix that. Cause you got the Excedrin with caffeine and they say it helps headaches. And then I was reading an article that was like, hey, caffeine in excess can cause headaches. So I was like, wait a sec. All right. So I tried it. I went through the whole like getting
detox,
off
when Zeb wasn't like me where he drinks like 6 ounces and he's done.
No, I was literally drinking a gallon of Mountain Dew a day, a gallon, if not more. Like I was not drinking water. I wasn't having water or anything else. I was just drinking soda. And I was like, oh, it's going to help my headache. And they were starting to chain together where I'd just get over a migraine and I'd maybe have a good day or two. And then I'd get another one, like debilitating, like pain so bad, makes you throw up, can't sleep, things like that. Like I was a mess. Anyway, I stopped drinking soda, did it for a whole month and suffered through like
withdrawals.
That was like a real thing. I didn't even think
if you're a coffee drinker, imagine stopping drinking coffee because that's essentially what he did.
I didn't even know that like caffeine was that addictive until I stopped drinking it. And I was like, nope, I'm doing this because anything's better than these headaches, these migraines. It was like starting to affect my work. So I just quit like cold turkey and I haven't even had a soda in 10 years, like not one, like Sprite, orange soda, nothing
carbonated. He has to be careful too. Like he used to eat too much sugar. But
that's what I'm talking about. Like I'm either all the way or none at all.
Gluten and sugar messed this kid up. I'm not like in perfect health, but he definitely has more things he has to be careful with than me. For sure. I find though, since I don't drink a lot of soda, I drink a lot of water. I'll drink like milk with a meal or something, but I wind up drinking water most of the day.
So we have had these. You may remember these candlesticks.
We have tried to paint them like 4 times and haven't actually gotten around
We've had
to
them
it.
out to paint them, and they keep getting skipped because we're like, no, I don't want to paint those. This is going to be a pain to paint. Well, today's the day I'm going to do it.
Rip it off like a Band-Aid. Get her done.
I'm not even going to worry about full coverage because they're a nice dark color underneath, and I'm going to distress back to that anyway. So we're going to...
Is it blurry with this up
Is it
here?
still blurry? I don't know. I don't think so. It helps to have two faces in camera because it focuses on faces. And I might have been like leaning over and reading comments and too close to that.
All right, I'm gonna take the heat gun and heat gun this a little bit. No blur. All right. This is that mold I put on here earlier. Remember we had the big gouges and everything?
I love how you just came, walked in, put your mic on, and jumped right into the conversation. No, hi, I'm back, or where were you? Or
Well, you were talking. I couldn't interrupt you.
no, it's just perfect segue right into what we're doing here.
I
It's like you weren't even gone.
Well, I forgot. I also did have to take Meryl and Stella home.
I was wondering about that.
So that's what took me a minute. But I feel like I was only gone like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The girls were smart. They walked like away from the high school, so that way I didn't get stuck in the parking lot. So I picked them up kind of like where the church was on the corner.
You want to see rush hour traffic and mayhem, put a bunch of like brand new high school drivers in a parking lot trying to get out of the school all at the same time. So not a good time to be down there at the high school.
Yeah, I joke with Zeb that for me, soda is more like anxiety medication because I do have, although people will be like, have you been diagnosed with it? I am not a fan of doctors, okay? I'm just going to say that if you're a doctor, so no. But I've also read a million articles, a million medical journals. I have ADHD. And when I drink soda in the afternoon, I'll drink like 4 or 5 ounces. It actually relaxes me. And like I can focus, I'm relaxed. So it's just my little afternoon, just a little pick-me-up situation. Would I be better without it? Probably. But every now and then I'm like, I need my drink. My Dr. Pepper. That's the worst thing I do. I feel like I'm going to be all right. And I don't like diet soda. It's not healthier for you. And I don't drink that much where I feel like it's really that big of an issue. Oops. This is still not quite dry and I was messing with it. All right. Now I got to decide what I want to do next. I'm going to heat gun this some more, dry it up, and then I'm going to do maybe a white dry brush, a heavy white dry brush on the door, and then, I don't know, drawer, because I want to be able to see this. Caitlin is officially diagnosed, and she is my niece, so there you go. Caitlin can also attest that I'm just not a huge doctor person. I do see one doctor, and I guess I probably could talk to our doctor that we see for hormones and stuff. She probably could diagnose me if I really cared.
She's pretty good.
I'm not going to be medicated, so it's kind of a non-issue because I've lived this long, fairly productive. So I feel like I'm okay.
I don't know.
You don't know if you're going to handle me?
I'd probably be sad. I'd be like, how come we're not doing 33 things a day? I don't know what's going on.
I would say next to you, Caitlin probably knows me as well as like second best. And she said she would second that diagnosis. So there you go. I just got glue pooching out here, so I'm trying to get that. Yes, Caitlin, I'm using aviary today.
Eliza, are you sneaking in over here on the corner and getting your
Deb
snack?
made crepes for lunch today. That was our big meal. She's making crepes. The video is going to be up tomorrow for Jamie and Zeb.
Yeah. Yeah, so
we haven't been able to edit on our phone.
Yeah, so I did a poll, so I'm going to have to edit. I can't edit on the run. So I did a poll on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know if I can make posts on YouTube yet over there on the Jamie and Zeb channel. I don't think the channel's big enough. I don't think I have that option yet. I think you have to have 10,000 subscribers, and we're at 5,300.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't show up for me, so no poll for YouTube. But anyway, I asked in Instagram and Facebook, hey, do you want a video with crepes? It's not going to be like a dedicated crepe video, but it's in the video. And I also made some bangin' soup the other night that I'm going to include. And, we went and played on the tractor a little bit, and I have to do one more project tomorrow morning at this point that I'm going to include in the video, which is why it won't be up until tomorrow.
Zeb is using Sandy Blonde, and we did have a question from, let's see, I'm new to your channel. It's from Garden Girl Girly04, what was the paint used on a table stand from your store? Yeah, so we're using DIY paint. It's clay and mineral chalk based, and it's amazing. And you do not have to prime with it. This is literally boiling out the side because I heat gunned it. And you can paint a lot of different things. So this is like wood or painting plastic. It's not going to require a primer. Now, if it was like super shiny and you could see your face in it, then I would say, okay, maybe you need to use, we have a primer called Salvation Solution, but in this application, totally not necessary. I'm lazy. So when I discovered this paint, or we discovered this paint, how many years ago was it? 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Actually,
it's so good.
Debbie watched our video and was
to
like,
us.
you got to use my paint.
But the cool thing is it does have a long open time, right? But like once it does cure, it's like rock solid. So it's really good.
And we're like, sure, send us some paint. And then she got you to go to boot camp, and the rest is history.
Sorry, I've got glue poking out here, so I'm trying to like get the glue with paint. Caitlin dropped a link to this paint though if you're interested in trying. And you can get a sample. It's like 8 ounces. It's a really good way to start. And you could definitely paint a piece this size with a sample, no problem with aviary.
The DIY cover is great.
Jamie, when did you guys first tour the farmhouse before we bought it? So it was the summer of 2019. We closed in July. So that means that we would have toured at the end of May. Because we were just over like 45-day escrow. So sometime in May 2019. When we first toured this. We only saw it one time, and then we made an offer, and my real estate agent's broker was like, I'm sure I can get you financed. I'm like, okay. And he did.
I mean, he did.
He did. All right, I'm going to go to the next step. I'm tired of messing with this.
Okay.
You got white?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Usually it's me that does 52 projects and you that does one. And now today we're switching roles.
Honestly, I feel like sometimes it's the project. Like, what are you doing to the project?
Yeah. So I'm just dry brushing this because I want to bring out all the detail on my mold and kind of make this drawer stand out. So there's just very little paint on my brush, and I'm just hitting the top of it. And I will bring it up close so you guys can see what that looks like. This is a good thing to do. Like on a piece like this, it's going to take, I probably will not seal this on the live video because I want this to dry better. So it's a good way to do it without having to like bring out the detail without having to wax it.
I might have to ditch this long sleeve shirt before we go to the
Are you
chair.
getting warm?
I like feel sweaty over here. It
That's
got
why
warm today. That's what I just checked my watch.
All over him.
It's 43 degrees. That's okay to wash out. It's 43 degrees outside and the heater's on. I'm like, oh goodness, the sun's shining. That's too hot. Can't wear this long sleeve shirt.
We'll let this dry all the way, and then Zeb will actually come back in and drill a hole in here, and I'll just put a knob just right in the middle of this. And this kind of covered up. Do you remember it had all those gouges? So I filled that with paper clay, the deep gouges. Then I put this over the middle where the worst were because it had that weird knob on it. And then we'll just put a knob right in the middle. It'd be cute. I thought I was going to do like a cast iron knob, but probably just like a little white porcelain knob or something simple, or brass. Now the question remains, do I want to dry brush the whole piece or do I want to do contrast? I think I'm going to dry brush the whole piece. This is going to go over here, so I don't knock it over.
So now that Jamie's here, Rob, if you're still around and watching, he asked if we were going to make it to San Antonio or Round Top or anything like that this in March.
We're gonna try to go to Alabama.
I told him it was up in the air. We didn't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna try to go to Alabama maybe, and if we do that, for sure not. Like we have, if you're new here, we have 5 children, 4 that live at home, 2 that are adults, and we're busy. Like we just don't travel that much, and so we have to be super selective about where we go when. And so if we go to Alabama to visit Zeb's parents, which is our plan for the spring, that'll probably be our one big trip for the spring.
I forgot about that.
You forgot about visiting your parents?
Well, we were supposed to go for Christmas, but Eliza has a cheer competition. Like, isn't it? Yeah,
we January
6th. And so she has practice all over Christmas break. She gets like 3 days off for Christmas and she has practice. And if she's not there to practice, then her stunt team can't go. And, the formation's out. And so if girls are missing practice, so like all these girls are home for Christmas. And I'm not going to go do Christmas without Eliza. She's 14. So we're staying home.
I said the drawer looks good. Thank you.
Hey, can't even tell.
Joni says, I can't believe the difference between the gouged wood mess and now. It's amazing what a little bit of clay, even super dried out clay. And I don't know that I really explained what I was doing with that. That clay was like not all the way dry, but just pretty dry. I got it wet and just rolled it around in my hand until the moisture just kind of re-moisturized that clay. The better option would be to take all the clay, put it in a bag, put a damp rag, seal it tight, and let it sit overnight. But in a pinch, you can force your way, I guess, so to speak, and get it to do what you want. How do we do this together without killing each other? We like each other.
Jamie's a delight. I love being around her.
Delightful, huh?
You are.
Most of the time. Eliza, do we fight a lot when we're painting or working together? She's over there. She said no. I mean, it's true. We don't. Like, I'm not saying we never fight, right? Because
I feel like fight's strong.
Okay,
Occasionally
argue.
we disagree on like, should we paint it this color or that color?
And that's not even an issue.
Or do this repair or that repair. Like, it's usually like a non-issue.
We really like each other, like a lot. Like, we were talking about the other day. People,
Eliza, it is not gross.
It's not.
Oh.
Just our poor kids. We do really like each other a lot. But like people spend more
it's like
time.
a Hallmark movie every day over here.
Are you going to wear a flannel and go to the country and I can be the city girl that comes and finds you?
Yeah. Let's do that.
No.
And I'm gonna convince you to live in my country life.
Yeah. No. You do have a tractor. But what I was going to say was people spend a majority of their life like working in a cubicle or in an office, like most of their waking hours away from home. So we feel like we're so blessed that we get to spend every day together with the people that are the most important to us. Not that we wouldn't love people we work with, but we're together all the time. We're with our kids, we're working at home, or we're at, even if we work at the shop, we sometimes take the kids with us. And I think when you realize what a blessing that is, I feel like you're more patient with each other. I don't know. I feel like we actually get along better now than we did when you worked full time.
Yeah, when I worked full time, I'd come home and you'd have something going on and I'd have expectations of what I wanted to do with my little bit of couple hours of free time in the evening. And they weren't ever free time because we have all these kids and a house to maintain and a yard to mow and things to keep up. And you want to go do stuff. And
yeah, so it's worked out better. And we also have things like that he's good at, things that I'm good at. And sometimes one or the other of us is wrong. And we have enough respect for each other that like sometimes he'll call me out or I'll call him out and say, that's not okay, or this isn't working. And most of the time we're pretty good about it. I don't know.
That's pretty easy.
I mean, we're just painting junk. It does get a little stressful, like when you own a small business, when you have like employees and you have bills to pay and like times get slow. Every year in December, it's like the slowest month of the year because we have more business online than we do in walk-in business. And we know it's going to happen. And every year I feel like we're like, oh my gosh, it slowed down. What are we going to do? So that can be a little stressful, but I feel like you have two choices when stressful things happen. You can either sit around and fret about it and fight with each other, or you can be like, okay, what can we do to make this better? So in December, we typically will go live more often. We try to work really hard on making sure we're on social media and doing all the things we need to do with that to like
we
boost
come up
business.
with all kinds of fun products for January.
Yeah. So we work together to like get through things that are hard, I guess. I feel like a lot of people do that. Just it's different when you own a business. I don't know what we did last year. Last year, we actually had a record-breaking December. This year, it's not so much. I mean, we're doing good. I mean, it's not like we're not selling stuff.
The sky's not falling over here,
guys. The sky is not falling. But, if you want to hit that share button and tell your friends about Jamie Ray Vintage, I ain't going to be sad. All right, I'm almost.
And to be honest, even if the sky was falling, we'd figure it out.
What's Zeb's color? Sandy blonde.
Sandy blonde is what I'm painting with. It's pretty close to crockery in the cottage color lineup that we have, but it's a little darker, I think.
And how to remove poly? Like I normally just sand it off.
Oh,
Like what are you removing it from? Like if
Yeah.
poly is over the top of something, you're gonna have to strip it or sand it or prime it and paint it. Those are like depends on what the look you're going for. There's not like an easy way to just get it off. Zeb, can you fix the camera?
oh yeah. Been on an hour. All right.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to second coat the top. Okay. I also think after you remodel and build a house together, you could probably like
If you survive that, you'll
if
be
you
good.
survive that, you're pretty good to survive a lot of things. You learn to really rely on
the
each
worst
other.
argument we ever had about
The house.
I was like putting toilet roll hangers in the bathrooms, and I put them my height where I wanted.
He put them front and center, and I'm going to be like this, getting toilet paper off the wall.
Anyway, I promptly moved them, but I was
You
not.
didn't move them. I did.
I was
You
not.
told me you were not moving them because there was already holes. And remember
I
the
moved
ship
the
left.
one in the kids' bathroom.
I got
You
the
moved
drill.
you moved the one in our bathroom.
I got the drill, and I fixed that situation. He wasn't thrilled about it, but we all survived.
And where the receptacles are. I
Yeah.
was meeting code. She was like, I don't want to see any of these ever.
We all survived. So if I want something done and Zeb doesn't want to do it, I better learn how to do it myself.
Some truth to that.
And it's funny because people think that I'm bossy, which they're not wrong, but that doesn't mean that Zeb's a good listener to my bossiness. Like if Zeb doesn't want to do something, it's not happening. Like, and I honestly don't even really push it because it's futile. Like it's a pointless. The only time, if I really want him to do something that he doesn't want to do, and I really feel strongly, and it's got to be something I feel strongly on, otherwise I'm not going to do it, then I usually will like plead to his logical side.
You got to come with a ton of logic, and
So
you got to get me on your side.
I plead to the logical side, and then I leave him alone, and then give him time to think about it. And then usually, if I am right, which does happen, he comes over to my side, but not because I'm like, you will do this. Like that doesn't work well for either of us.
No.
All right, I'm going to dry brush this whole thing. It needs some.
You know what else really helps our marriage and working together? I always drive everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not. Zeb doesn't like the way I drive.
I get sick
And
when she drives, like physically ill.
The
I don't
funny
get
thing
sick.
is that the girls don't like how you drive.
I don't get sick in anybody else's car.
And I don't like driving, so it actually works out okay. So I'm just dry brushing this. Most of the paint's off my brush. This is going to give it some texture and some age, give it some interest.
The girls don't like the way I drive because there's a race car driver somewhere inside of me. And even though I don't get tickets, I aggressively move through traffic. We'll say that. That's why we can't have our logo on any of our cars.
It's funny because I don't drive often enough that I actually just got gas for like the first time in 6 months the other day. Because Zeb's usually driving me, or if he sees that I'm running low on gas, he'll fill it up before I get to it. I was like, wow, I didn't realize gas prices has gone down so much. It like made my day. And my sisters were like, it's been going down for a while. I'm like, well, I don't normally get my own gas, okay? It actually happened. So when we lived in Tucson for a little bit, and I didn't drive when we lived in Tucson either. It's kind of why Zeb's been contemplating getting an older truck and getting rid of his nice truck, because he never drives his truck. He drives my Land Rover everywhere. He drives it as much as I do. I tell people that he has 2 cars, and sometimes he lets me drive one.
True. But we have actually loved the Land Rover.
Yeah, it's been
She's like, I don't want to
good.
get rid of this one.
It's been good, and I like it because it's a little bit smaller, but I can still fit a lot of butts when I need to.
Yeah, it seats 8.
Seats 8.
And the conversation today has been great. It's been all over the map.
Yeah, well, I told you guys I have ADHD. I can keep things straight and go all over the place. No problemo. Although it's funny, you can tell the people that do not like that kind of stuff because they always comment, could you just paint and talk less? And I'm like, I feel like you might be on the wrong channel.
Luckily, most people are pretty used to sensory overload these days, just because the way society and social media and any kind of media is pitched at us these days. So it's usually all right.
Rob says he gets sick with his wife driving. Do I drive fast? No, not really.
She does when I'm not in the car with her.
No,
Like,
not real. I mean, no.
you go 80 with everybody else out there on that freeway.
If I'm not paying
That's
attention.
10 over. That's going to get you a ticket.
I'm going with the flow of traffic. But I really don't drive 80 that often.
So I had like probably...
Unless I'm not paying attention. If I'm not paying attention, it just happens.
I turned 16 and got 3 tickets like pretty quick after driving without my parents supervising the speed. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I was paying my own tickets, my own car insurance. Car insurance went way up.
Is that where Harrington gets it from? You?
I was like, you know what? I got a lead foot. Some of my favorite things I've ever done, especially like the tire shop used to send us, like, if you hit like sales goals and stuff, they'd be like, hey, we're going to go out to Miller Motorsports Park and we're going to put you in some race cars and get you guys some tutorials and you can go racing around the track. I was in heaven. I love cars, fast cars especially. But anyway, after 3 tickets, I was like, I can't afford another one. They're going to take my license away. I can't work enough to pay for these. Insurance is getting crazy, and I haven't had a ticket in like 23 years.
I haven't had a ticket probably for 15.
There we go again. My personality. I'm either all or nothing.
Yeah, I haven't had one for like 15 years. I don't, by Utah standards, I don't speed. And I only go fast if I don't have the cruise control on. But normally I don't. I always tell people, like, I am not in that big of a rush to get anywhere that it's worth being unsafe.
I dated Jamie like that too. We were like 2 weeks in. I'm like, I'm going to marry this girl. I'm all in. Let's do this right now.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, we're 17 and we just started dating a month ago. But this worked out well for me. Okay, I'm done with this except for the wax. So I'm going to show it to you guys. So picture this with like a new knob on the front. I think it's turned out pretty good.
Oh, yeah. You want me to zoom in so they can really see?
Sure. I'm just going to heat gun these cracks. And then I might clear wax it. I don't know. What do you think? Should I clear wax it or should I just use like a liquid sealer? I bet I'll just use a liquid sealer.
Oh, you can see it good on camera.
Oh, Xander's here.
Oh.
He decided to brave Redrick being sick.
Xander is...
Xander's my nephew. Oldest. He's coming in the mudroom door.
He's bringing in the Amazon delivery.
Yeah.
Let me go check Redrick.
Yeah. Well, or just log the Xbox in for Xander.
Well, we're live.
We're going to be done at 3:30.
It's 3:12.
Yeah, 3:30 when Jack gets home.
Hey, let Xander know. I'll log you guys in so you guys can play in about 20 minutes.
Seb, do you want to drill this out so I can finish it all the way?
Yeah, but let me finish painting.
Okay. I'll start
painting this.
Okay, so clear wax or liquid? What do you think?
Liquid.
Liquid?
I would go matte.
Matte sealer? Okay,
yeah, final finish is matte.
I will wait to seal that till you drill a hole in it.
Okay. I'm almost done here. And then we can heat gun my project. We got 20 minutes to like wrap up my stuff.
Yeah, because then once Jack gets home, everybody's going to need a snack. It's just the way it is.
Hey, Xander, we can't log in until we're not live anymore. Otherwise, no one will stream good.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. We'll be done in like 15, 20 minutes. Thank you, Mary. She says my table looks beautiful. They said they don't mind when we talk about our relationship and how we work through things.
Oh, good.
Well, good, because we're not very good at remembering.
It's like a huge part of like what we do, how we run our business, why we run our business, the way we do.
Like we wouldn't remember not to talk about stuff if people didn't like it.
Yeah.
Just whatever happens to come up. I'm just going to use, I think I can just use this one. I just need to remember to rinse it out. I don't like to leave sealer on these brushes too long because they're soft. So I'm using matte top coat. It's Final Finishes by Sweet Pickens. It seals very hard. It is not all natural. So if you want all natural, always just use Big Top or liquid patina. But you can use it inside. It's okay. And it's one of our most durable top coats because it's not all natural. It's good for a nightstand or a little side table if someone's
We use it a lot on like tabletops, like that tabletop that we just painted in pink milk, that little side table in the pink milk paint.
Oh yeah.
Is that wildflower?
Wildflower
Is the color that we did?
Is that what it's called?
I want to call it wild berry.
I can't remember now, but we also use this on our outside table.
It's actually holding up really well. It's had snow sitting on it.
Yeah.
And I was checking it. It's like doesn't even have any bubbling or anything. I do need to go there's like a bunch of like seeds from the neighbor's tree that have blown over on it.
Yeah, my neighbor has the most gorgeous tree that provides so much shade over our pool, but it's a hot mess express. So we got to clean that up. And we need to get all of our outdoor stuff and just kind of put it all together with a tarp over it. Because we built, if you guys have been around for a while, you saw that big, how big is that table like?
It's like 12 feet long, I think.
12 feet table in our backyard. We can seat like 14 or 16 people at it, which is good because we have a lot of pool parties in the backyard. A lot of football teams over here and cheerleaders and all kinds of stuff. On the orange crush frame, what was the top coat called? Okay, so I used the copper patina. It's the Pennies from Heaven. It was the copper paint that has a top coat in it. So I didn't need to top coat it because that already has sealer built in. And then I used dark wax, which does have some sealing properties to it as like to accent all the details. So by the time I did that, I didn't have to use any extra sealer on it. So that's all I did. That one turned out really pretty. It's funny because I could tell who didn't watch the whole video because who was like, orange, oh no, you're going to ruin it. But then they saw the end and they commented again. They're like, oh, I shouldn't have doubted you. Orange is just a really good base coat to put under copper because the color is similar. And then it makes it so that way you don't have to use so much copper patina. And copper patina is spendy, like it's twice the price of the paint. So if you can do like one coat of the paint and then one coat of copper patina and some dark wax, you're good to go. Oh, I missed like a whole bunch on this side.
So the clay's not dry, so you got to be careful if you're going to drill it because it'll just mush it all around.
Yeah, I feel like resin's probably a little easier on that, huh?
Yeah, but we did good. It didn't get mushed.
All
It's ready for, and by the time you put a knob on there, you're not even going to see that.
Yeah, I'll seal it real quick. I don't know if we have any knobs here, so we might not be able to finish it all the way, but we'll get it ready for a knob. Then I can go to the shop. I have the knob graveyard there.
Let's see. Where's your? I'll grab a separate heat gun. Where is the other heat gun?
I don't know. Do you want this heat gun? I'm not going to need it.
Nope, I found it.
So you can always tell if you've missed a spot when you're sealing it because it gets darker. The clay paint goes darker and normally paint, and then it like kind of lightens up a little bit. It dries light, and then when you seal it, it goes dark. Think of like when mud gets wet. Same concept. It's because there's so much clay in this paint. I might just let this dry all the way and then off camera, I'll come second coat it.
So I was thinking, since this is dark underneath, of going over this with the sandy blonde a little bit, not like a heavy full coverage, and then heavy distressing that back till we got to the dark.
I think that would be good. What color? So Robin, I used aviary and then I used vintage linen for a dry brush. That's where we're getting the texture from. And then I'm just sealing it up with Final Finishes matte top coat by Sweet Pickens. And then we carry all of that at JamieRayVintage.com. Right, here's the top. It's kind of got like almost like a planked looking top, so it kind of looks like barnwood. You're welcome, Robin. When is everybody's kids getting out for school? Our kids get out next week on Thursday, but I don't think any of my kids are going to go because it's a short, minimal day. It's like weird where Christmas falls this year, so they don't have as many days before Christmas, but they get lots of days after Christmas, which I actually kind of like.
Yeah,
they make you crazy.
The anticipation before Christmas comes when they're home for like that whole week before Christmas.
Yeah. And then if they get anything fun for Christmas, then they can use it the rest of their break, so that's fun. Just making sure all the details are sealed up on this. Okay. I'll put this in and I'll flip around so you guys can see it. And it's going to look a little splotchy because the aviary, the top coat is drying. And then once it all dries, it'll all be the same color. There you go.
And that's done. We finished one project. So I need a heavy distress on that and like a white dry brush on that one.
All right. I just want to make sure I don't have any drips. Top coat's thinner. Oh, Caitlin says their Christmas sing is on that day. I don't know. On the partial day is not when they're having the Christmas sing. I have it on my calendar somewhere.
Yeah, I've got it.
I'm not sure when their Christmas sing is. Oops, I've got drips coming, so I just want to grab that, and then I'll.
Jack said they've been working on their Christmas sing for like 3 weeks now.
We only have one kid in elementary school. I love the Christmas sing. It's really fun. I just don't want to let this sealer sit on my brush, so I'm going to rinse this out real quick.
Yeah, don't let the liquid sealers dry out on your brushes because they will, like every now and then you'll be able to get one to come back, do like the Downy Dunk.
These are just really soft brushes, so
but
when I take good care of them.
Oh, the DIY brushes, you got to get it out quick. But they are so great for doing top coats because they have such a soft bristle. They don't leave hardly any streak, like brush strokes, almost nothing when you're using a liquid top coat. They're amazing for that.
All right, what am I doing next?
I need heavy distress on that, and I think that's done. You could white dry brush it if you want. I need a distress on the one that I had the clock, and I was going to white dry brush it. Then we just need to seal it. You can liquid seal it or wax it, whatever.
I'll start on this next.
I know you just washed your brush though.
Not my white brush. Oh, you mean to seal it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just got water all over this. This is what you want to dry brush, right?
Yeah, you can do either or both. I'm just kind of using these same 3 kind of neutral tones to give these a little more French country vibe.
Gotcha. My hands are kind of wet, so it's making it difficult.
It's looking good.
Oh yeah, except for it looks splotchy because wherever my hands are wet.
You're activating that paint.
All right. Try that's not splotchy. That's just because my hand was wet, so I made that paint darker in a few spots. What else? You want me to wet distress this? The only paint brushes that we manufacture are our stencil brushes. I know that Debbie is going to be coming out with some brushes that work specifically with the cottage color and sealers. So I'm just going to wait for that. And then we also use Klingon brushes.
Yeah, we were looking into doing it, and Debbie's like, I'm going to keep coming out with brushes, and we didn't want to like overlap and have like 30 different brushes we were carrying because we would totally carry her brushes too. Yeah. If you don't know who Debbie is, she owns DIY Paint.
Yes. And our cottage color line is manufactured by DIY Paint. We have sent off new colors to the manufacturer. So super excited about that.
I'm actually really excited after talking with Debbie the last time. I'm very hopeful for all the things that we wanted.
Once they get to the manufacturer, they'll do some test samples. We'll try them out, see what we like, talk to retailers, see what colors they like. So I'm just using a wet washcloth. And because this isn't sealed yet, it'll take that paint off, bring back the dark that was underneath on this cute little, what are we calling this, a bowl here? Tray, pedestal situation. Did you want me to dry brush this too, or just?
I think that might muddy it up a little bit too much. You can if you want, but I think because it's got that dark
Yeah, I don't think I need to.
contrast, it'd be like white waxing it and you'd get lost.
Okay. Why do you dry the paint before you wet distress? Because I just want it to come off that's a really good question. So if it's wet and you wipe at it, it'll all come off. If it's dry, it'll just come off the detailed parts.
Yeah, it'll come off the high spots.
Because
and you'll smear it around too if it's wet. It doesn't really come off good. You just thin it out.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been smeared if it's still wet.
I want it to look chippy. Oops, did I get some clay on that? I did. That's funny.
Like it'll give you kind of like a cloudy effect.
Am I selling the quilts? Yes. The last time we
quilts
went
have been very popular. We've gotten a lot of emails, a lot of comments. I know Caitlin's asked us a few questions that people have asked about it. They'll be for sale Saturday, 8:30 Mountain Time. They'll be on the website.
Last time we went, we got quilts and we kept them for ourselves, so we're good on quilts. So we'll sell those too. I need to measure them. I need to look up and see.
Well, I think we can just measure them and see like queen, twin, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I need to see if they have any damage or whatever, and then I'll know like how to price them. They're both handmade. They were definitely worth going to the bins just for that. I'm just gonna clear wax this since I already washed my brush.
Okay. Oh, if you have a sec, since we're tag teaming on my projects now, I wanted to do another coat on this of either the sandy blonde or another white coat because that red's going to come through real strong on it.
You just tell me what you want. I'll do it.
Well, we're out of time.
I know, but what do you want me to do?
I have to go a little over 3:30 just so we could show them some of these.
Okay. But what do you want me to do? Do you want me to do white or do you want me to do?
I think white would be fine. If you just go 2 coats white, you're still going to get some of that red back, but I don't know, would that look good with this if the red's coming through?
I don't know. I never find handmade quilts here either, Connie. Only at the bins. And I don't know if the people at the bins don't realize that they're worth money because they literally use them to cover up the bins when they bring out the new ones. And the young 20-something-year-olds that are there to buy vintage clothing rip them off, throw them to the side, and start digging through the clothes. So I just come behind them and grab the quilts that I want. I got a really cool Afghan, a Mexican blanket for Odelia's car, and then 2 quilts. If the Afghan doesn't sell, I might send it to Debbie because she sells a ton at her shop. But oh, thank you. She said she bought 3 aprons, 2 as gifts, 1 for herself. Thank you for shopping. I love aprons. Can you tell? This is my painting apron. I actually need to go get one that's just for cooking. So right now I just use this for everything. When will the candlesticks be for sale? So those candlesticks are already on the website.
Already on the website. They just weren't painted yet, and so no one was springing for them. I think they're still available though.
Yeah, Caitlin might be able to find them.
Well, they look a lot better already.
They were dark. The picture hasn't been updated, obviously, but yeah, they're already on the website. So has this pedestal is up on the website. It's just red.
That's the thing about paint. Like these were like really dark and moody, and we're gonna bring some of that back. But a lot of this detail on these was lost because they were so dark. It was like blinding your eye to it.
Yes, Robin, we should still have some of these aprons. We reorder these regularly. Kaylin has a second. She might be able to drop the link to the red and white striped apron.
Okay. Let me show you this before I wet distress it. So not full coverage. We got some peekaboo white. I'm going to try to get back to the original dark color, which was more like this. And you'd think because the paint's so fresh that would be hard, but sometimes you got to really rub to get this off.
Where's my seat?
All right, that is getting the desired effect I wanted.
That's cool.
So the white is still on here underneath. And now it looks like, here, let me see, right there. There we are. So you can see I got all the way back to the dark, but the white is really faded looking. That's what I wanted.
We need to dry brush the back of that.
Yeah,
I'll kind of make it look.
I'll paint the
neat.
back of this. I mean, it's going to be a mirror hanging on a wall, but it looks better if it's all painted.
Robin says that these aprons wash up great. They do. I haven't had any problems, and I'm lazy and I'm not an apron ironer. If you can't find it, Robin, let us know. If you go to the little search and just put in red apron, it'll probably pop up. One of the main reasons we painted this is because it had one of those like machined Hobby Lobby finishes. Who watched the video from yesterday and saw us paint those thrifted finds and saw me paint that scale? That scale, I totally underestimated how difficult it would be to paint something that moves up and down while I'm painting it, trying to get it nice and even. Lots of intricate details. I couldn't take it apart. It turned out way cute, and it's already getting shipped off to its new home, but holy moly. And I really wanted to paint it because it had like a very like cheetah looking distressed sponge finish. It wasn't good.
So this is also, by doing this way, it's also going to hide the fact that I did not stress about getting in all of the cracks and details 100%, because this is going to look like it's on purpose.
Yeah, Cheryl said it was moving everywhere. It was difficult, but I did it, and if I bought it again, I'd probably charge more money for it because I know how cute it's going to be and how much of a pain it's going to be. So, all right, what are we doing with this now?
Distress back seal.
Okay. You probably want to. Do you want to do a liquid top coat on this though?
Whatever you want to do.
Using that heat gun in a sweater, it's hot.
I told you.
Are you using my distress back rag?
Yeah. I stole it.
All right, I'll read comments. Sue says, love watching you from Indiana. Thanks for watching, Sue. That actually looks really cool. I mean, I'm not surprised, right? But on those candlesticks that you're doing over there, what are you doing on that?
Same, wet distressing them back.
Oh, did you have white underneath it?
No, but I'm just going to bring the dark back underneath.
Well, if it doesn't look good, you could always dry brush it.
Yeah.
So that would work out well. 3:33. Sometimes Jack dilly-dallies on the way home. He used to be a lot faster at getting home when him and Redrick would come together.
Yeah, because Redrick's like, we got to get home. We're going home.
We'll set that aside for a minute. Oh!
This is not the sealer.
No, well, I was going to dry brush it, but there's too much paint on here. All right, where's dark? The other wood. We'll fix it.
All right, I'm almost done with this. And I'll bring it back up and show you guys. So you can do this, like I did it with white and the sandy blonde, but you can do it with any colors you want. Like if you got a color combo where you want to kind of show through underneath and be a distressed aged look, it's really fun to do with yellows, like a yellow blue combo or a yellow green combo.
Caitlin said she can't find these candles, but I will look later. If I can't find it, we'll just relist them.
Hopefully they're not sold.
All right.
So the dark wasn't terrible, right? But it got lost.
There we go.
I feel like if you got something that's super detailed, if you go really bright white or really dark with it, you lose a lot of that detail.
I just needed more white dry brush, but then I went too white. Too white. So I just fixed it with the base color. It's just paint. No big deal. All right.
Oh, hold on. Let me fix the camera. Sorry, guys.
All right, you're going to give me back the rag there? It says, looking good, Zeb. It looks so good.
You can borrow it. I need it back, though, because I got to do these real quick. Probably won't get to sealing these ones.
No.
But I'll show you without the glass in it or sealing it.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I just painted this and I'm having a struggle wet distressing it.
I feel like that color. So the light gray on there wasn't terrible, but we darkened it up a little bit and went with like a lighter white tone instead of gray. I feel like it goes better with this yellow that's on the face of this.
Hear me out.
What
if I do a dark dry brush on this?
Let's do it.
I just feel like it's too
I didn't
stark.
really have a vision for it. Like I'm not
All right.
married to it being white.
Oh, this apron? No, it's the cherry red D-ring apron, Caitlin. Oh, she's looking for a different apron. Sorry. All right, I'll leave the conversation alone. I was definitely not paying attention here. All right, well, here goes nothing.
All right, so that now you can see this beaded detail a lot better. These turned out really cool. I like them a lot. This color, the dark brown, almost black, was just hiding all of that awesome detail in there. You could get real crazy with this if you really wanted to French country it out and get some of that gold wax, the golden rule wax that we've got, and go on a lot of these details. But I'm not here for that today. Sorry.
You're not here for that?
No.
It's too much.
Oh, that turned out awesome.
I'm having to do a little bit more.
Because of the red?
It needed more. Like, it was just too weird and disjointed. Like, so I'm just kind of shading it in.
The red was too stark on the white.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying I'm doing more of the weathered wood. What are the dogs barking at out there?
Oh, all the kids are walking by from school.
Oh, yeah.
Cody is out there letting them know that this is his house. You don't walk by his house.
That dog. He's lucky he's cute.
He is pretty. He's got a fun little personality.
He wants to bark at you and then he wants you to pet him. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think those are good as is, or do you think they needed some white?
Maybe some white.
Maybe a white like wash.
Oh, white wash would be cool on those.
Is this the
They're gonna have to
polyback?
dry out though. Like they got really wet from me distressing them.
What did you use a heat gun?
They actually feel like I've been throwing clay. We could go do that for a date.
What?
Go do some pottery.
I think you have to make an appointment.
They're pretty open.
But we gotta go watch. We're gonna go watch Eliza cheer.
Yeah.
What do you think? Does it need more dark? Should I white dry brush over the top of it? What do you guys think? I actually like it.
No, I think that looks awesome. That's perfect.
No more dark. I think it needs a little more dark. Just a little baby steps.
Well, yeah, I see what you're doing. You're just trying to cover up all that red.
It's like really bright. Okay. I like red. The red with the white was just
too much
hit me the wrong way.
All right, dry brush the white over this instead of doing a wash. And if we don't like it, I can come back with some more sandy blonde.
Okay. What do you guys think? I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna walk away.
Here.
Want me to dry brush it or?
Yeah, dry brush.
Nancy says it looks good. Rob says it looks good. So I'm gonna go with it.
Okay.
Okay.
White brush magic.
Want to get most of the paint off your brush.
Yep, that's good. That's so French country, it's hurting my eyeballs. So same thing with the wet distress. If we don't dry this before she dry brushes, she's going to smear.
You also want like if you've recently washed your brushes, you need to let them dry before you try to dry brush. Otherwise, you don't get the good look. It'll be more smeary.
All right.
One down.
Let me show them up close. Okay, so we still have some of that dark coming through there. And now they're three-toned. So much better. We're losing the light, Jamie.
No, it's getting to the end of the day. It's 3 o'clock.
And they really match this like really well now. Like this is a match set now, even though they're two different styles
and techniques. Okay, next. Okay.
All right, get this ready.
As soon as we're done being live, I will search for these, and if I can't find them, then I will relist them.
Oh, some of that red came through. It had bleed through. Maybe white on this too.
Oh yeah.
Look, it bled through with the wax.
I don't know. I might need to.
We'll let that cure up and dry. We can't
yeah,
do it
that
now.
one. That one we're gonna have to circle back. I'm surprised it did that. Maybe dark wax it. I don't know.
Had something in this bowl. That quintessential example of bleed through, and it happens to anybody.
It does not bleed through. Does not discriminate.
Because it was like this. There was something in the bottom of this bowl, and now we got red.
Done. All right, let's grab my little table. It's almost all the way dry here. It just needs a knob. And then we've got this cute little piece finished. Lots of dry brushing today. Lots of dry brushing. And we're not going to look at this. We're just going to put that over there like it never happened. Here you go. Want to grab the clock?
Yep.
All right, so we did pretty good. We just got to seal up these other things, and we've knocked out these projects in a matter of a couple of hours. If you guys have paint, like products you need paint for, visit JamieRayVintage.com. Be sure to hit that share button if you're on Facebook. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
We'll see y'all on the next episode, which is tomorrow night at 8:30 Mountain Time. We'll have our thrift haul, and it's going to be good.
It is a good thrift haul.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Catch you guys later.
Thanks for joining us.